I'm going to post a video about the Mr. Heater Big Maxx furnace install in my garage. So this is the model that you can buy from Menards. It's a 50,000 BTU heater. Works pretty good in my garage. I've got a 22 by 22 garage. It's uninsulated. You can see up in the attic right there, that's the roof rafters. No insulation. No insulation on the walls. Everything's exposed. No insulation on the garage door. But this heater, right now I just turned it on. It's 20 degrees out and it's put me at 45 degrees right now. And it's been running for about 10 minutes. So it took about 10 minutes to get the garage up to 45 degrees. If I were to give it a half hour, 45 minutes, it'd be up to 50, 60 degrees in here, no problem. I actually just have the thermostat set at 55 degrees because that's about the temperature I like to work, because I'll keep my jacket on when I'm doing things in here, and I don't necessarily want to be sweating or stripping down and having this thing firing up and slowing down and all that good stuff. But you can hear it. It is running right now, so this is what you hear. Just the fan running. So it's blowing that air right across these heat exchangers right there. And yeah, I'm just in front of some nice warm air. But a real simple unit. There's no air filter or anything like that. And you can see right there, that's the fan. Just takes the air from inside the garage and blows it right across the heat exchangers. I did my exhaust horizontally through the garage wall. You can see right there, I used category 3 safety vent pipe. I did not use double wall pipe to go through the wall, and I'll tell you in a minute why. If you can see right there, I created that flange that basically snugs the single wall pipe. It's the same diameter as a single wall pipe. And what I did was, when I cut a hole through the side of the garage, I overbored it to like 5 inches. So I have an inch around the entire pipe. And that inch gap is basically full of caulk. So that steel plate is not 5 inches, that's 4 inches, and that single wall pipe goes right through it. So before I slid the pipe through it, I put a flange on this side, and I'll show you outside over here. And I put a flange on that side, so on the outside and on the inside, and inside that flange is filled with caulk. You can see my exhaust out here, it's exhausting right now. I have a T on it, and I'm debating to put an elbow and shoot my exhaust straight up. You can see I have a window here and I have a man door here, but I'm not worried about any exhaust coming back into the garage through the window or the door. They're pretty sealed up, and this thing just exhausts straight up anyhow. But just a little bit of information on how I installed this this unit. I'll tell you that I was a little skeptical that this 50,000 BTU unit would warm up the garage as quick as it does. Today is like it got up to 30 degrees today, but earlier this morning it was 20 degrees, and I fired this thing up and it had no problem bringing me up to 55 degrees within an hour. And that's about the time frame I would expect. Like I mentioned, I've got a lot of leaks in here. I mean, there's you know, there might be some gaps on the floor. I filled one up right there, you can see, with some great stuff foam. But the garage door seal doesn't seal all that well. So I've got a couple leaks. I'm debating whether I would insulate my attic. So that's kind of something that's on the list to do. I'm thinking about it, and I might go ahead and do that. But I'm definitely going to insulate my garage door. And you can see there's a lot of guys on YouTube that are insulating their doors with just the insulation foam panels you get from Home Depot. But this video is really about this unit right here, the Big Maxx Mr. Heater. Again, oh, nice warm air. I love this thing. So it heats up the garage real good. As I mentioned, I was a little skeptical of whether this thing would heat up the garage, but again, it's a 22 by 22 garage, uninsulated, and within an hour it'll get me up to 55, 60, no problem. I've had it higher than that. I haven't had that many cold days yet here in Michigan. It is December 27th, 2020, okay? And the coldest morning I had was 19 degrees where I fired this up, and it needed a full hour to get me to 50 degrees. So in the day I was working in here, that day, I only like to keep it around 55, and sometimes I'll go to 60. That day I did bring it up to 60. It did not have a problem warming up the garage. So I just wanted to kind of post a video about this unit. Again, the install went relatively smooth. I had to trench a 3/4 inch supply line from gas from my house to the garage. So what I did was, I'll show you here in a minute, on the far end of the house there, I trenched 55 feet right up to that inlet right there. That's 3/4 inch. And when I came back into the garage, you can see I came back in right there, and I turned it into a 1/2 inch, and I ran a 1/2 inch all the way up underneath, and basically straight rigid plumbed it right into my unit. I do have a coupler there and a gas shutoff. I've also got a gas shutoff in my basement specifically for this unit. So if I were to ever have anything happen underground with my piping, I can shut the valve off. It'd still run my furnace in the house. I would shut the gas off to this unit, and I could shut the gas off here if I needed to service this unit, and I could isolate my pipe that went underground. I'm going to try to put some still photos of the pipe I used underground. It was the Home Flex, the polyethylene pipe from Home Depot. Had some great compression fittings you can buy for it. Little expensive, but in all, it's the best way to go. The risers, they're already mated with galvanized steel pipe and threaded for 3/4 inch nipple, so they're all ready to go. And you just couple them, and again, I'll show you some pictures of the trench before I buried it, what it looked like. But if you guys are looking for a heater, I would highly recommend the Mr. Heater Big Maxx heater. This thing is awesome. I am enjoying my winter so far with this nice air, nice warm air. I can do my stuff. You can see right there, Governor Gretchen Whitmer, she's got us locked down, so I had to build my own little speakeasy closet right there. So I come out here, have a couple drinks, smoke a couple cigars, and do a little work. So that's all for now, folks.